Okay, so this week, inside of our relational teaching, we're talking about overfunctioning, and I want to connect that to the body because overfunctioning is really not just a personality habit. Okay, it's often a stress response. So when stress chemistry is high, people get faster. Makes sense, right? They get more urgent and controlling, and they get more likely to try to over manage the room they're in. They over explain, they over help, they over carry, and quite honestly, they just do the emotional labor for all parties involved. And why? Right? Because the body's trying to restore safety. And for some people, that learned strategy for restoring their safety is management. Think about it. If we can manage our environments, we feel safer. So if I ask more questions, maybe this will settle. For you, maybe it says, if I explain this more clearly, maybe it'll settle. Gosh, if I can hold the tone, maybe it'll settle. Maybe for you, it sounds like, you know what? If I do the emotional work for everybody involved here, right? Maybe this will all settle down a lot quicker. Anyway, a lot of times that's not conscious, right? It's not a conscious decision. It's that conditioned and physiological takeover, right? So this is where stress chemistry, blood sugar, and overall system load makes a big difference. So if your cortisol is running high and your meals are inconsistent, your body's under recovered, sleep is poor, your stimulation's high, your system gets thinner. And the thinner your system is, right? Reaching for control faster, right? I said that a little strange, right? Okay, so if you think about this, right? Like if you have a narrow margin and everything is getting thinner and narrower, etc., right? The quickest response is to get to safety, right? So we're going to reach for control a lot quicker, right? It's like, oh, take over here, make this end, make it, stop, right? So a lot of people miss this, okay? They think that their over functioning is because they care, right? And sometimes when they think it's caring, it's really stress trying to get control. And so this is where how we fuel our body really matters. And it's, again, not because food is magic. It's not magic, but right, it's fuel. And the brain under stress is already working harder. And if the fuel is poor, right, like if we don't have adequate or proper fuel, or we're fueling our tank inconsistently, right? Like constantly trying to run on empty, right? That flexibility is going to drop. Our tolerance is going to drop. Our perspectives and perceptions are going to get really narrow. And then it becomes easier to pull us into urgency. And urgency loves to overfunction, right? So this week I want for you guys to be noticing, right? When I start doing the work of everybody in the room or the two of us in this conversation, right? When I start to do the work of two people, what condition was my system already in? Had I eaten? Was I running on caffeine and stress alone? Was my gut irritated? How was my sleep? Maybe even looking at your sleep for the last 72 hours. I don't know, right? Was I already overloaded? Because this is where that body layer becomes useful. You can't ask a thin, underfed, overactivated system for elegant relational skills and then act surprised when it reaches for management, control, and collapse. It's not how it works. So the goal is not perfection, right? The goal is to support your system, support the system enough that those old strategies don't become the only strategies available. And that's a real psychonutrition conversation. See you next week.